Hi, I'm Billy and I'm 4 years old and I'm going to read a famous speech and it's called The Pleasure of Books. The pleasure of books. The habit of reading is one of the greatest resources of mankind. And we enjoy reading books that belong to us, much more than if they are borrowed. A borrowed book is like a guest in the house. It must be treated with punctiliousness with a certain concerted formality. You must see that it sustains no damage. It must not suffer well under your roof. You cannot leave it carelessly. You cannot break it. You cannot turn down the pages. You cannot use it familiarly. And then, someday, although this is seldom done, you really ought to return it. But your own books belong to you. You treat them with that affectionate intimacy that annihilates formality. Books are for use, not for show. You should own no book that you're afraid to mark up or afraid to place on the table, wide open and face down. A good reason for marking favorite passages in books that this practice enables you to remember more easily than significant sayings to refer to them quickly. And then in later years, it's like visiting a forest where you once blazed a trail. You have the pleasure of going over the old ground and recalling both intellectual scenery and your own earlier self. Everyone should be collecting a private library in youth. Instinct of private property, which is fundamental in human beings. It can be cultivated with every advantage and no evils. One should have one's own bookshelves, which should not have doors, glass windows, or keys. They should be free and accessible to the hand as well as to the eye. The best of moral decorations is books. They are more varied in color than appearance than any wallpaper. They are more attractive in design. And they have the prime advantage of being separate personalities. So if you sit in the firelight, you are surrounded with intimate friends. The knowledge that they are in plain view is both stimulating and refreshing. You do not have to read them all. Most of my indoor life is spent in a room containing 6,000 books. And I have a stock answer to the invariable question that comes from strangers. Have you read all these books? Some of them twice. This reply is both true and unexpected. There are, of course, no friends like living, breathing, corporeal men and women. My devotion has never made me recluse. How could it? Books are of the people, by the people, for the people. Literature is the most immortal part of history. It is the best and most enduring part of personalities. But book friends have this prime advantage over living friends. You can enjoy the most truly aristocratic societies in the world whenever you want. The great dead are beyond our physical reach, and the great living are usually almost inaccessible to our personal friends. And acquaintances, we cannot always see them. Perchance they are asleep or away on a journey. But in a private library, you can at any moment converse with Socrates, or Shakespeare, or Carlyle, or Dumas, or Dickens, or Shaw, or Barry, or Glassworthy. And there is no doubt that in these books, you see these men at their best. They wrote for you. They laid themselves out. They did their ultimate best to entertain. You, to make a favorable impression, you are necessary to them as an audience to an actor. Only instead of seeing them masked, you look into their innermost heart of heart. William Lyon Phelps, 1933.